What can we expect to see in the coming months following this launch?
Yes, we shared a roadmap, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I'm quite excited about it. Obviously, we've been on some of those features. We've been working, discovering, researching for several months. So when a new platform comes out, it's really, for us, it's the starting point for the new chapter that is the new Qredo. And one of I can mention only a few, because there are probably 20 to 30 features in that roadmap that you can have a look at if you want. The top three, in my mind, the top of mind list, are the way in which we can allow users to create their own permission collateral networks. So we have this concept on the new Qredo we call vaults. Vaults is, as the name indicates, is the ability of taking custody not just of the key, but actually of the collateral that you're depositing within your self-custodial wallet. And what's really neat about custodying the collateral versus the key is because the collateral can then be moved. You can set up rules on how you want to move it, and you can really orchestrate how you want to move it within your business. So imagine if you're a platform, a B2B2C, and you're modeling an account-based system, or you're modeling an asset service business. You can really define how to orchestrate the movement of that capital and really control and fine-grain where those assets can move. Now, one of the things that we often thought when we built this first feature, which was really there from day one on Qredo, was what if you're on your own collateral network? What if you want to control it so that only users that have been gone through a KYC or KYB can open a wallet, or only assets that have been screened for provenance can enter your vault? All of these advanced features are all things that we heard from customers, but we wanted to figure out the right vehicle to deliver it to them. And so these, what we call segregated asset vaults, I'm sure the name will change as marketing gets their hands on this stuff, is really this ability of giving you control over your own Qredo, essentially, your own custody network. And I'm quite excited about it. Another one is around exchange integration. So this is very much in process. I just sat down with the team yesterday to review their progress. And this is, if you're managing assets, and most likely you are going past some centralized venues and for their liquidity and so on. So we're not too maxi around that. Is obviously what the customers want, but in doing so, you're obviously taking some counterparty risk. So it's important that we guide our user in knowing exactly where their assets are, whether they're in Qredo or out of Qredo. So accounts that you control or accounts that are through the control of someone else. And just that information gives you that sense of control, right? I know where my assets are. I know how much am I exposing one exchange versus the other. And then obviously the two things we want to do from that point onwards is giving you the ability to rebalance assets. So move them around, ensure you can manage your risk accordingly, or deposit and repatriate access. So whenever you want to for instance, exit into fiat for some reason, you can move your stables into an exchange and convert them there. Or if you want to repatriate capital, if you want to ensure that you have at the end of every week you pull capital back that isn't working capital for your trading activity, you can pull it back into self-custodies. All of those small things that really gives you the ability to feel more in control, but also to control the amount of risk you're taking at any given point. Any feature that excites you, Jules? I hope the previous one, the last two excites you, but anything else that really tingles you?
If I was going to summarize, thematically what it feels like, from the user standpoint, like those vaults, that Gabriel described, it basically allows you to kind of have complete control over, I guess, what you would call it, permission versus permissionless environments. So you could create basically permission environments with the click of a finger, and I think that's a massive enabler. It's within the market, the demand's there. There's entire businesses that are built upon just building permission vaults, right? But we actually have it as just a feature on the platform, and I think that speaks a lot to the depth of the capabilities that we've got here. You've got entire businesses that are building permission vaults. Actually, no, you can just do one with 3 clicks at Qredo. And so I think that's, to your point, and I agree with Gabe, that's enormously powerful. And the other thing that we think about a lot when it comes to what it is that we deliver as a platform, generically, it's really connectivity, governance, security, and recovery. I like those 4 kind of topics because it's a great way when we speak to users to kind of summarize where what the core benefits are, and where the key sensitivities lie around those 4 topics. So the Exchange product is really about dealing with connectivity and governance in a way that is very powerful. And I think that the connectivity piece is part of the course. This is crypto. People want to have the ability to connect into environments, to deploy their assets when they choose to. We want to give users as much capability to do that as they wish. But the point is that you're going to do this leveraging the governance tools that we provide you, so that when you do that, it's done with a much stronger handle on risk management and risk mitigation that what is often available. So I'm super excited about those. I'm super excited about everything that's effectively going to be an enhancement of this, simpler, safer, smarter undertone that comes with a new version. And yeah, I could then go into my wish list with Gabe, but maybe that's something we can talk about privately.
Let's do that offline, yeah.
Of course. And I know in the past roadmap breakdown that we had filmed with Gabe earlier, one of the topics we touched on is security and risk, and how institutional investment will flow when they have the security set, so that they feel more comfortable to enter, and it's gonna open up more wide flow adoption of institutional investment. Jules, do you have any take on that from your conversations with clients and prospective clients?
Yeah, I think that now, like the requirements are reasonably well articulated in the institutional space. Like they kind of know what they want. Where we compete is on how credible our instantiation of those requirements actually feels like, and what it enables them to do. But in that sense, give or take, like what Qredo can deliver is extremely competitive in that space. It just comes down to actual user preference, and then as a secondary effect, the kind of commercials that we slap on top of that. So for institutional adoption, like institutional has always been this kind of unicorn term that we've adopted, that we've assigned to the next user that's going to come into the crypto industry. I think at this point it requires a bit more nuance, I think, to kind of understand what that actually means. Because especially at this juncture, so we're talking on the 14th of March, when we're still very, very much in the middle of the bear market. I think about your traditional kind of Web 2 enterprise businesses at large as having perhaps pulled back in terms of what their risk appetite and their willingness to actually engage with the market relative to where they were 6 months ago, for example, just because they're reacting to a set of circumstance that has made them realize that they don't fully understand like some of the risks associated with the industry. And by proxy, they think about their users' risk, obviously. So I get that. And so that category of institutional investors is by nature quite volatile. So like your total addressable market for that specific category is quite volatile, because it kind of ebbs and flows with what's happening in the market, of, if anything, with the price of Bitcoin. But there's another institutional investor out there, and I really think of them as just the kind of Web3 enterprises that are they've got a very strong vested interest in actually building businesses natively within the Web3 environment. And they were never described as institutional before, but actually the demands are those of institutions, right? They need exactly the right level of like I said, connectivity, security, governance, and recovery. Then the first part of that category is, and this is also where we play. I think for me it's a really refreshing and a very welcome set of demands that I get from those companies, because the signal that we're getting is that they're thinking very, very seriously about their, how they need to scale, about the standards they need to apply to themselves to do that responsibly. And for me, the signal there is a super positive one, because these are businesses that are here to stay, simply by virtue of how seriously they take their setup in the first place.
Got you. So do you think the new Qredo is future forward and ready for the bull market and set up for those players to provide them with what they need?
Yeah, like that's an easy short answer. Yes, it is.
Awesome. Thanks, Jules. Listeners, make sure to check out new Qredo platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback is invaluable to help Qredo continue to evolve and enhance its services. And don't forget to keep your eye out on our social channels for all the latest news and updates. We'll be sure to keep you updated on any exciting developments as they unfold. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.